This way. She never even told me she had a phone. I'm back.
Who's he?
The doctor.
What doctor?
You phoned him?
No, I never.
You said you phoned him.
How could I have phoned him? I haven't got a phone. You lied to me.
Hang on. I heard you next door on the baby alarm. He didn't lie to you.
You told me she wanted you to come.
Yes, well, we heard crying next door and we were worried.
You said no one would be able to hear it. You said you'd be careful.
I was, honest.
Well, I think he's done you a favour. Do you mind if I just...
Get away from me.
What's your name? How long have you been like this?
Go away.
You look as though you're feeling pretty rough. If you let me find out what's wrong with you, then I can help you.
Will you give her some medicine?
I need to examine her first.
Go on, Jazz. Let the doctor have a look at you, yeah?
Stay.
Of course. It's all right. He's only going to see what the matter is.
It's all right. You just lift up your top, that's right. And take a nice deep breath in. Breathe, 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 breathe. And out. That's good. Just one more round the back. A deep breath in. And out. Yes, well, you've got a chest infection. You're going to need some antibiotics and some paracetamol to bring temperature down.
Give her some then.
Well, it's not as simple as that. She needs to be somewhere where she can be looked after properly.
I can look after her. That's why the baby alarm's in here. When she sounds like she's really out of it, I come in and calm her down a bit. Get her to drink something and cool her down with water. That's right, isn't it?
It's a start. Is all this stuff yours?
Yeah. And I've been giving her paracetamol.
That isn't strong enough.
Well, Ruddy Deb keeps the grown-up stuff locked up, doesn't she?
Paul. Jazz is ill. What are you going to do if she gets really bad?
You can't take her away from here. She'll kill me.
Is this what Faith's resignation's all about?
I suppose so. She doesn't cope very well with rejection.
What, you mean he finished with her?
Yes. Well, Katrina seems to think so. Plus, she's doing the exact same thing now as she did when Ben chucked her. She tried to resign then.
Well done, Liam. I told him you can't give up on a marriage just like that. He's got to prove to Sarah that he's worth having back.
Are you going to give him some tips?
No, you're right. We're two of a kind. We have something really good going for us, then we can't help mucking it up. Part of our charm, I suppose.
Is that what it is? I hope Sarah sees it that way.
She will if she loves him.
Love doesn't compensate for everything.
Poor Faith. You know, she really does need to develop a more mature attitude to relationships. She can't just resign every time her boyfriend chucks her. It's very unreliable. I can see you've done everything you can, but Jazz needs to be in a warm bed with someone close by all the time. Now, we can start by taking her next door. Do you think your stepmom would mind?
And if it got me in trouble with Dad, she'd love that.
If you're worried about your parents being angry...
Don't matter if they are.
I think it's best that Jazz is safe.
But she made me promise.
Yes, well, sometimes promises like this are very hard to keep.
Anyway, it's not like I've got any choice, have I?
No, I don't think you have. All right, Jazz, we're going to take you somewhere more comfortable, all right?
Paul.
It's all right. We're just taking you to my house.
Don't take my bag. All right, stand up.
At least he came round to see you.
All he wanted was to make himself feel better.
Oh, come on, Faith, you've got to lighten up. You must have known it was never going to last. I mean, Liam's a married man. He's got too much to lose. Katie.
Who's this?
This is Jazz. Paul's been looking after her next door. Have you got a blanket or something?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. Just come in here, sit yourself down. I'll give her some paracetamol. This should take effect pretty quickly.
I'll make some tea.
Yes, that's a good idea.
I'll put lots of sugar in.
She doesn't have sugar.
Who is she? We ought to contact her parents.
No way! He didn't say anything about contacting parents.
She needs to be in her own home if she's ill. Dr. Elliot?
Well, she's all right here for the time being, if that's all right with you.
Yes, of course it is. I just thought she'd rather be at home.
Why?
Because that's where she'd be most comfortable.
You don't know that. She doesn't want to be with her parents, and they probably don't want her there either.
Oh, Paul, she might have fallen out with them or something, but that doesn't mean they wouldn't want to know if she's poorly.
You haven't got a clue. They don't even notice whether she's there or not. All they're bothered about is whether her room's tidy and her clothes put away. Not too much music late at night, and get off the internet because your dad's expecting a phone call. I bet life's a lot easier now she's gone.
How old are you, Paul? 15? Well, when I was just a bit older than you, I tried to join the army, and my mum went mad. I was meant to be doing my A-levels.
What are you on about?
Well, I'm just trying to say that sometimes it's difficult for parents when their kids get to be a bit more independent. It's easy for them to do the wrong thing. They get involved when they're not wanted, and they stay away when they are. My mum made me think about what I was doing, and I'm glad she did.
We should tell Jazz's parents that she's here, Paul. Imagine how your dad'd be if it was you.
Anyway, you can't, because I don't know where they live.
Well, what's their second name? Maybe they're in the phone book.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You must know.
I don't. I only met her 2 weeks ago.
Do you think I should tell him that we know about him and Faith?
No. Wait for him to say something. And don't look so pleased. Only annoy him.
Hiya. Hello.
Good night. It's all right. That thing we watched last night starts in about 10 minutes. Bit violent, I grant you, but you liked it, didn't you?
Mm. No, I'm a bit tired, actually. I think I'll go up.
A chat room? What were you doing using a chat room, Paul?
What do you mean? Lots of people do it.
Talking to strangers. When your dad'd give anything for you to sit down and talk to him.
Rubbish. He doesn't know anything about me. He thinks I'm still a 10-year-old, into cars and football.
So what was it got you and Jazz talking?
Music. She likes the same stuff I do.
Ah, well, I won't ask what it is. It won't mean anything to me. How long had you been chatting on the internet before she came here?
About 3 weeks. We talked every day.
And that was when you decided she'd come and stay?
Yeah.
Or did she just turn up?
I didn't mind.
Paul, you should never give your address to people you meet in a chat room.
You don't know anything about it.
I know that you've been stealing money.
It's not like you can't afford it.
That's not the point, Paul. She is not your responsibility. She needs to go home and sort things out with her parents and not roam around the country staying with people she meets in a chat room.
I'm not people, I'm a friend.
You've only known her for 2 weeks.
I'm not going back. You can't make me. You can tell whoever you want, but you can't make me say anything.
Surely someone will be missing you.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, where are you going? You need to rest.
Get your hands off me.